Hi friends, it's Laura. Time for what sold on whatnot video. So in keeping with the past few weeks, today was moderately slow. It picked up a little bit, um, but it was a little bit lower than I like to be. I made a total of $225 before fees, but after fees, that's going to bring me about 192-ish is my guesstimate, maybe 195. Not above the 200 mark where I like to be, but honestly, for a while during the show, I was about to throw in the towel when I was at like the $100 mark. So I am grateful that things picked up a little bit. There was one particular buyer who really kind of pulled it out for me. So I appreciate that a lot. And I sold a total of 15 items, and those are going to, I think, 8 different buyers. And 3 of those buyers are first time buyers for me. So let's get into it and see what I've got to wrap up here. All right. And it's such a weird contrast because I was like so pumped yesterday. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. 8 packages. It's got 8 packages, but really it should be 7. They unbundled something that I think can stay bundled together, but I'll figure that out afterwards. So we'll see how it goes. So this one particular buyer purchased a total of 8 items from me, and I sold 15 items. So amazing. So grateful for that. So let's get into it. It looks like we're going to do that person first. So first up is this adorable Y2K dress that I love. I, of course, like half the things that I sell, wanted to keep this after I tried it on. It was really cute. It's so comfortable, nice and soft. This sold for $15. I don't think that I had any bidding wars. You like how I say bidding war? Like going from 15 to 17 is a bidding war, but I didn't have any, like everything sold for asking price today. So let's see. Yep, $15. That's what I thought. I also have my delightful assistant Rizzo helping me out once again, sitting at the end of this table, blocking my ability to fold anything. But she did come around during the whatnot show and was headbutting me, which was so cute and doesn't ever happen. So I can't really be upset that she's in my way right now. And she gave me like a lot of headbutts. So Rizzo is kind of like a stereotypical cat, right? Most of the cats in my life have been very not stereotypical. They've been super affectionate. I was always like, what are these people doing to their cats that their cats are so mean to them all the time? And I don't know what Rizzo's life was like before she came to us, but Rizzo kind of like does not want to be bothered with you. But there are times when I've been out of the house for a few hours and I come home, she gets very excited to see me. And it's almost in more of a, oh my God, thank God you still live here. I thought I was abandoned forever. I'm so grateful that you're home. It's like that kind of a vibe. But she was bringing that vibe a little bit today during my whatnot show. And I was like, I don't know why, but okay, I'll take it. Like, yay. Next item that sold to this delightful buyer who bought half of my inventory today is this blazer, which I love. I love the rainbow stripiness of it and how it gives it this kind of like almost iridescent look. It's really cool and it's velvet. This also sold for $15. Such a neat blazer. And I'm going to not do a fantastic, I like to fold it to look pretty. It's going to be a little bit more functional fold because Rizzo. So also blazers are difficult, and especially this one because it doesn't button. So trying to fold it the way that I would ideally like to. I mean, this is fine. This is acceptable. I like to do it so that it's, like the thirds, like the whole front. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't. I'll show you eventually. Just not for that item. Next item that they purchased, I'm going to sneeze, I think, is this sunflower top. Excuse me. So sorry about that. Okay. This sunflower printed top, right? So cute. It's like a hand painted sweatshirty type of situation. And this, I'm positive, but I'll double check, also sold for $15. Yes, it did. I'll fold this the nice way that I like. Also, since I sneezed, I guarantee you in a minute I'm gonna have to blow my nose. It's just how it works. I don't make the rules. Yep, here, I'm already gonna have to blow my stupid nose. All right. So like this is done and half, but I like to fold it like that way instead of the hold on, blowing my nose. I know you can still hear me. I just oh, okay. Next, this is still the same buyer, but this is splitting it into her second package. Also, by the way, I put my hair in this banana clip today, which I think is really cute. I love the look of it. Right? Banana clips, right? I wanted to put it up in a ponytail because I really need to like wash and set my hair. It's kind of, but I didn't have access to anything to put it up in a ponytail. So I was like, oh, you know what? I have banana clips though. So I dug around and found it. And then, but this one piece of hair here won't stay and it keeps sticking to my lip gloss. It's really, really aggravating me. Okay. Next item that this buyer purchased is this 2-piece set. Gaucho pants. It's like a super soft cotton made in India. I love this set so much. Shirt and the pants. So I'm going to button this up. I'm pretty sure this sold for 15, but let's see. Let's double check it. 20, sold for 20. I think that when I got this, I paid more than I would normally like to. Like I think that I put it at $20 because of how much I paid for it, because I did buy it in 2 separate pieces. If I recall, they were not on sale at all. So not that I don't think it's worth $20. I absolutely, if I was listing this on Etsy, I'd be listing this at like $60. So I think it's worth it. It just, my whatnot vibe is a little different. So today's show felt really slow, like I said, and it did pick up, but I think that I don't know, I was super excited about my haul yesterday. Here, I'm sticking somewhere. And I guess I kind of thought / hoped that the show would be a lot busier than it was. Now, to be fair, some of the pieces I was super excited about, I did not put into the show, like this Betsy Johnson dress, which I talked about keeping, but honestly, I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know that I love how it looks on me, but I wore it for the show. So a lot of the pieces I was super stoked about, I did not put into the show. And I don't know, it was just kind of slower. But I mean, there's a lot of other reasons that could have nothing to do with me. The feed today, whatnot was freezing up a lot. And when it wasn't frozen, it was like very like I don't know what you call that, but it was not a great connection today. And then after my show, I rated Sweet Dahlia Vintage's show, and somebody in her show was saying that they were freezing also. So it's a whatnot thing. It's not like me or my Wi-Fi or any of that, but it happens sometimes. Next item this person purchased is this really pretty April Cornell dress, and this sold for $15 also. That April Cornell tag. It's really cute. It's got all these tiny little flowers. And then at the bottom, it's got this great detail on the hem. I can't really show you, but there it is. It's really pretty. So I was happy about that. Fun. This person bought a fun variety of stuff. Hold on, I need to make some space for myself on my table because Miss Rizzo, I don't even know where to put this. There we go. Okay. She's just perched on the end of the table here, which is fine. Because at least she's not like getting in the way or biting anything. But, trying to work around a cat is always a challenge. Okay, we got this. We got this. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying. Like, I know that the Whatnot show being slow does not necessarily have anything to do with me or my inventory. It could be because it's tax season. It could be because it's Thursday, but it's always Thursday. I do my shows. Who knows? Could be any number of reasons. And it does pick up. That has been something I've noticed a bit, where in my early days, when I would start my show at 10, I would have this rush of activity at 10, and then it would kind of taper off. Obviously, there's a hair sticking to my mouth. Okay, I think I got it. Now I tend to, it's a lot slower, and I tend to have sort of like very slow, like a steady but slow kind of activity. And then more, I don't want to call it a rush, but I'll have like a second wind or more activity later around noon, somewhere like that, right? So I've been making an effort to make sure that my shows run till at least like 12:15 or so. But today it was like a low number of viewers. Like at one point I noticed it was only like 4 people viewing. I wasn't really getting many requests. The feed was jumpy, like things were not great. So I was going to end it earlier, but then, one person started making requests and getting a bunch of stuff. So thank goodness, worked out well for me and hopefully for her. The next item that she purchased is this really awesome, like 70s into 80s, I think. It's got this great handkerchief hem. I love this. It's got the shoulder pads. It's really cool. It's like very disco vibes to me. Um, but of course, with the shoulder pads, makes it sort of 80s ish, I think. So I feel like early 80s. Anyway, it's really cool. This sold for $15. So I'm very excited about that. Let's see. Get this fold. This is not going to fold up pretty at all. I'm just going to have to accept that for what it is because it's the nature of the dress. All right, next item that she purchased was this 90s cute little dress. I called it a faux duster because it kind of looks like a duster jacket over a dress, but it is all one piece. And I love the little, it's like polka dot. I can't see what I'm showing you. Polka dot with like little black floral. Really cute. And this sold for $15, which is great. So, like this particular buyer purchased 8 items, and Whatnot split it up into 2 packages. Now, Whatnot does what they call smart bundling. You tell them what the item is going to weigh and what the dimensions of the item will be approximately, like after it's packaged. And then Whatnot will bundle items up together, generally, at least until it hits 5 pounds. Like I don't usually have Whatnot splitting my packages up. But I think sometimes once it goes beyond, I think it's just based on cost. So if it feels like sending 2 packages to this person is going to be more cost effective than sending one heavier package, it will split that up. Now, because of the way the weights work on Whatnot, you can put something in as a pound, but they have these like incremental weights. So 4 to 7 ounces, 8 to 11 ounces, 12 to 15 ounces. So I might put something in as 12 to 15 ounces, and maybe they bought like 4 things that are all in that 12 to 15 ounce range. But if they all weigh like 12 ounces and each one has like an extra 3 ounces added on, obviously that's going to build up over the course of multiple items. Also, sometimes I don't estimate correctly. I try to overestimate. Um, Sometimes I underestimate for sure. So, I'll weigh all of this and see what happens if it's like in one package together. But it may make sense for it to remain Whatnot refers to as unbundled, so set in 2 separate packages. I don't. What One thing I do know is that when Whatnot puts all that, you can bundle 2 packages together or unbundle a package, but I don't know how much it lets you like bundle and unbundle. Like if I say, let me see what happens if I bundle them together, and then it's like, oh, that's going to be $75. And be like, you know what? Never mind. I don't know if I can unbundle it again. So all I'm going to do is see what their weights are, and check what the actual package weight is and see what happens, I guess. I also cover shipping anything over, right now it's $9.21 to send up to 5 pounds. From 1 to 5 pounds is $9.21. So I cap the buyer's shipping at that. So this is telling me currently that my shipping spend for today's show will be $9.21. And I think it's because they have this buyer split into 2 packages. I don't know if that'll change for me. I think that if I could get all of hers together in one package, I would have to message Whatnot to get that amount credited back to me. And they're pretty good with that stuff, but it doesn't like automatically refund you or the buyer if you overestimate shipping. So Usually I don't worry too much about it, but we'll see. Again, I am happy to cover shipping anything over that amount because I almost never have to, right? This person bought a ton and probably would not have bought all that if I wasn't covering the shipping. But alternatively, I'm spending, $9.21 in shipping on, you know, a $45 or $80. This person's total spend was about $125 worth. And of course, that's not all profit for me. So it's not like I'm spending $9 to ship $125 worth of stuff. It's, some of those items I'm only making like $7 profit on a $15 item. There's not a lot of room for profit there. But again, it's like an overall experience kind of thing too. Like I almost never have to pay out of pocket for shipping. When I do, it's usually like $1.60. It's very minimal. So in this instance, I'm paying a lot, right? But generally speaking, I don't really end up paying stuff. So if it encourages buyers to purchase many items from me, then I feel like it works out for me. And especially like if this person, this is an existing buyer, they've bought from me in the past. If they come back and buy from me again in the future, and part of the reason is because of the shipping spend, then great. That disco dress that I just wrapped up and didn't tell you anything about, this was just in my most recent haul video. So very cute 70s handkerchief hem dress. And that also sold for $15. I think I wanted to start that at 20, and then I thought, no, have faith in the auctions and blah 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 blah. Maybe it'll get bid up. It didn't, but that's okay. That's what happens. So, all right, that was my first buyer. 8 items purchased. God bless her. Because out of my $225, she was 125 of it. So yay. All right, my next buyer purchased 1 item, and it is this Vanity Fair bed jacket. So pretty. This sold for $10. I don't remember what I paid for this, but I know it was very inexpensive. And I mean, it was probably $2 or under. So not making a whole bunch on a $10 item. I think I take home, is it 8-ish? Yeah, about $8. And so if I spent $2 on this, that means I made $6. So, not the most profitable. But again, often like my take home from Whatnot today is going to probably almost cover what I spent on all of my inventory pieces yesterday. And that's selling 15 pieces covers, again, like not after cost of goods necessarily, but I spent $197 yesterday. I'll be getting approximately $192 today. So I feel like any other sales I make from my inventory that I purchased yesterday, and there was a lot. There was all those panties that aren't even ever going to see a Whatnot show, so I feel like it works itself out really well, even if you don't bother doing all the math. You know what I mean? So, all right, next is, this is such a cute piece. I got this somewhat recently, but this has been in 2 or 3 shows now. This is a jumpsuit. It's this 80s, I called it a clown core. It's adorable. It's just this very loose fitting, comfortable. I love the print on this is great. It's got this like metallic gold accenting throughout. It's so freaking cute. And this sold for $15. And to a repeat buyer. So I'm super excited about that. Somebody else showed up later and was like, oh darn, did that clown core jumpsuit sell? And I said, yes. And so I think they were disappointed to miss it, but that's what pre-bids are for. So I feel like I've had that happen quite a few times too. Like I've not quite a few, but definitely more than once where somebody shows up and is like, oh darn, did that thing sell? And it's like, yeah, just pre-bid. Like I've got all the info in there. I don't know. I definitely would love to start cultivating some more bidding action in my Whatnot shows, but I don't really know how to do that. Maybe if I switch the time of day. I mean, having a larger audience obviously would be more helpful. When I rated Sweet Dahlia Vintage today, and kind of when I rate anybody, I don't find that these other sellers have massive audiences in their shows. They often will have 10 to 25 people in there generally. So, it's not like it's just me, but also I'd like to get a little more activity, but that's okay. So next is this little sweater, which is cute, little 80s sweater. And this sold for $10. I got this at the Goodwill outlet, so it was really inexpensive. You figure like maybe $1 to $2, and I got a whole bunch of stuff there, as you may recall from the haul video I did if you saw it. And this is going to a new to me buyer, so hopefully they enjoy this, and maybe I should fold it. Not like a gorilla got its hands on it. One, much better. There we go. Fold job. And get my little poly mailer. I'm going to need to fold this in thirds, though, I think. Okay. Get that situated. There we go. So pretty. Delightful. All right. Next, another new to me buyer. Oh, I love this thing. And Rizzo is going to be so in the way when I try to fold it. This pink caftan style dress, gown, cover up something. This is so cool. I love this pastel going on here. And it's just big and open, but it's so like truly kind of one size. Like if you're a size small and you put this on, you don't look like you're swimming in a weird blanket, It's just with this gathering here, it falls really pretty. It's so cool. And it's cotton and it's comfortable and it's just awesome. So, and I put it on this velvety hanger. And why did I do that? Because now I can't get it off. All right, there we go. And this sold for, I'm going to guess $15. I know, shock and awe, right? Who would have known? Rizzo, don't you want to go visit someone else other than sitting here at the end of my table? No? Okay. Here, why don't you go? There you go. Thank you. Dad calling in a little attention down there at the other end of the house. All right. I don't usually get too long of a reprieve, honestly, but we'll take advantage of it while we've got it. Ooh. All right, this is folding way too large, but I feel like I have to hurry before she comes back. All right, we'll do it like this. That's not bad. There we go. Pretty. All right, let's see. Okay. It's a little too long for this bag, but we'll squash it in there. I'm sure she'll understand. All right. Next is another new to me buyer who bought a couple of really cute pieces. Ooh, stay there, please. This, so cute. This also came from the Goodwill outlet, but I had to do a lot of work on this one. This needed a lot of soaking, but it came out beautifully, and I was able to rescue it, which I'm so happy about. There's the tag, and it's like a cotton Ramie blend, and really soft and pretty, and I love it. I hope that they do too. So I might need to put this in a bigger bag because of the stupid shoulder pads on this sweater. It's ridiculous. Okay, and that sold for $15. And then the second item was this little top that I just got yesterday. And again, I don't remember what I paid for this, but it would have been low. I think I paid like $1.50 for this because I listed it at 10, and that's what it sold for. So let me button it up a little bit. And again, it sold at 10, but that means I get about $8. I spent $1.50 on it. So, I'm getting like $6.50. And that's like doing all the measuring and the modeled photographs and loading up everything, doing the show. Like it's a lot of work. I definitely need to. This is not going to fit in there. It's hard if I think about the items in terms of individual profit margins, because then I might not be doing this so much. I do really, and obviously there's some days that are way better than others, and some items that sell way higher than others, and that's fine. But I do try to balance like not looking at everything on the individual profit margin level because it is more of a collective effort. And the individual profit margins are better for Etsy and eBay and all that stuff. And we're going to go over some of those numbers today for my week. It was a pretty busy week off of Whatnot. So that'll be fun. All right. And then the last item that I sold during my show today are these epic pants that I'm very glad sold. I wasn't sure because they're tiny, but they are phenomenal. Look at these things, these 80s minty green, tealish kind of leather pants. Look at the detail on this waist. They've got these tapered legs. I mean, these things are ridiculous. I love these. And they're so tiny. So, but phenomenal. Let me see if I can fold them. They've got these nice creases in the legs already. So we're going to try and go with that. So gorgeous. So these sold for $25, which is great. I forget what I paid for them. It was way too low for mint green leather pants. I know that. I remember that. You would think I bought these yesterday. You would think that I would remember how much I paid for them. I want to say it was like $5. I mean, it was low. It was like, what's up? So $25. And this does something like that makes up a little bit for some of the, items where I'm making a $5 profit. So awesome. All right. So that's everything from my Whatnot show. And stay tuned. I will get into all the stuff that sold on all the other platforms. That's going to take a little bit. So see you in a second. Just a quick update on the unbundled Whatnot package. So I separated out the way that Whatnot had separated it, and I weighed it, and the weights that I have entered are pretty accurate. One package they have is 71 ounces, and they, meaning I, and it's 68 ounces just before being put into any kind of poly mailer or box. And then the second one they had as 46 ounces, and it's like 40 or 41, I think, something like that. This package is going to Washington State, and I live in New Jersey. So bundled all together, this would be like a lot higher than the 5 pounds. And so the rate to ship it cross country would be way more. Something like this I could not do in a flat rate package. It's just not going to fit in a flat rate box. It's too big. So I am going to leave it unbundled the way that Whatnot has very smartly unbundled it, just like they promised they do. It's easier to do these kind of estimates with clothing. I think that people on Whatnot who sell hard goods, it's a lot harder for this bundling thing to work because it's so unpredictable. You've got a 3-ounce item and a 5-pound item, and like, is it ceramic, a vase, glassware, and packaging added into that, and like the way that you package a single item can be very different from the way that you're going to package multiple items in a box. So it just gets a lot crazier with that. When it comes to clothing, I think that Whatnot's smart bundling is probably a lot more reliable or predictable. So anyway, just wanted to give you that little update. I will be spending $9.21 on shipping today, in addition to whatever the buyers have spent. So, all right, thanks. All right, so let's get into what I sold throughout this week. This is going to be every single week. It's going to be pretty loosely like Thursday to Thursday. Okay. It's basically going to be everything that I've sold since the last time I made you one of these videos. So I'm only going over what the listed price was. If I took any offers or had any coupons or anything like that, I'll tell you what the actual sold price was. And then I will tell you what I made after shipping fees if I was doing free shipping. I'm not calculating all of the platform fees or cost of goods or anything like that. If I kind of know what I may have paid for cost of goods, I'll tell you that as I go, but I don't like specifically look all that stuff up before I do these videos for you. It's a lot. So I'm going to just go ahead and get started. It's going to be fun. I had a pretty decent week, and I'm excited to share all of the details with you. So first up is this set of pillowcases. This is a pair of king-size pillowcases, and I originally had them listed for $30. The buyer used a coupon, so probably like an abandoned cart or a favorite item coupon. This is on Etsy, and it was 20% off, so they ended up paying $24.
I pay for shipping. So after the shipping fee, it's about $17 is what I made. I've had these pillowcases for so freaking long. I probably paid like in the neighborhood of $3 for them. So that's nice that they get to go to a new home. I'm happy about that. The next item I'm super excited about. This next item is a set of 3 glasses. Look at how cute these freaking things are. Wait a second. Look at this. Look at that cute little mouse face and the little mushroom. It's so adorable. This is a set of 3 glasses that I got from the glassware hoarder house that I've been talking about so much. So you can see I went really high with these. I listed these for $79. I did comp just, I could not find these specific glasses anywhere online. So I did factor that into my pricing. I thought they were so freaking cute with the little mouse on them. And vintage mushroom glasses in general were going for pretty good rates. So I went with 79. The buyer paid 79. And after shipping, I made about $68. My cost of goods on this again was negligible. $10 entry fee into the estate sale. Take whatever you want. And that was it. I paid $10. Plus it was like an hour and a half drive each way, you know, but it was, I mean, I got 3 totes of glassware. Plus I got some linens and stuff that we haven't even gotten into. Anyway, so these were very exciting for me. And what was funny on these was like a day or two later, I got a message on eBay asking if I had sold these because, of course, I'm sure somebody bookmarked them and they were now gone. And I was like, yes, so sorry. So, you know, super excited about that. That was nice. Next are these plates, also from the hoarder house. Much less lucrative. These are vintage Jeanette cherry blossom. These are child's plates. So they would have made like a set of dishes as like a kid's toy essentially, because back in the day, they gave children toys made of glass. And I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm saying this is the level of quality that kids were getting back in the day, not some junky, cheapo plastic. Anyway, these are really cute. So they're small plates. They're like maybe this big, like 6-inch plates. There was a set of 3. I listed them for $24, which does include shipping. Now, glassware is hard because when you're including shipping, you know, I live in New Jersey. So if it's going to New Jersey, great. If it's going to California, less great. I forget where these went, but they went, I think, far away. I had them listed for 24 and they did not use a coupon or anything, but after shipping was approximately $10. So I got $14 after shipping. And of course I had to use bubble wrap and package it well and all that stuff, right? So not the most lucrative, but I do feel like it brings good activity to my shop. So I'm happy about that. And plus I just love rescuing the vintage. Like I love the Jeanette cherry blossom pattern. I think it's really pretty. I have a few more pieces. Maybe I should get those out next because my Jeanette glassware has been selling decently. I think I've sold 2 of the pieces and maybe 3, like anything I've listed of it so far, which has been 2 or 3 pieces I've sold. So, you know, in a relatively short amount of time. So that's cool. All right, next is this poncho. This is all still on Etsy. This was listed for $59, which includes shipping, as you can see, $59. So the buyer on this was a repeat buyer on Etsy. So I use a lot of Etsy's coupon functions. I use their abandoned cart and favorited things. So if you favorite something or you put it in your cart but don't check out, they may send you a coupon, which gives you 20% off of the item. So I also use thank you coupons for people who purchase things from me. And because I feel like they deserve a better discount for being a repeat buyer, they get a 25% off coupon. And so that's what this person used. And so this ended up being $44.25 after the discount. And then after shipping, I got about $34 off of this. I don't remember what my cost of goods on this would have been. I don't actually even remember where I got it. So, you know, but it's cute. So let's move along. Next is this dress, which I freaking love. So this one you can see was listed for $59 on Etsy, which does include the shipping. I got an offer on this for $41. Now, the majority of the time when I deal with offers on any of these platforms, I feel pretty comfortable around the 20 to 25% range. I set my pricing with those types of discounts in mind. So a 25% off on this would have been about $44.25. The person sent me an offer through a feature that Etsy has available that I participate in, or people can send me offers, and they sent me an offer of $41. I don't know why 41, but okay. And on the one hand, I was like, oh, and it's less than my 25%. But on the other hand, it's like, okay, but it's like $3.25 less. So I accepted it. I think the dress is amazing. If I were listing that today, I kind of feel like I would want to list it higher. And I didn't list it all that long ago either. But I listed it at 59. They sent me an offer. I accepted. Cool. I believe they were also a little bit far away, but after shipping, maybe not. After shipping, I got $35 on this. I probably paid maximum like $8, but I don't know that I even paid that much for this. It depends. I don't remember where I got it, but if I got it from my regular senior day thrift store, something like that, it would be, you know, normal for them to charge like $7.99 for that. I could have gotten it at 50% off. They may have priced it. I don't know, but so just guessing. Anyway, $35 after shipping. Next is this dress, which also sold on Etsy. You can see I listed it for $79. It did sell for full price. I did pay for shipping on that. I think it was going pretty local because after shipping, I still made $74. This was extra, extra small. It was a very tiny size. I would have gotten this also at my senior day store, and I don't think I would have paid a ton for this. I feel like this would have been less than $5 for me because I always have it in my mind that these sell well, but I feel like my reality is a little bit different. This one did sell full price. It was great and it's relatively quickly, but I feel like I pick a lot of these up thinking they'll sell quickly or high, and that's not always accurate for me. So, anyway, very happy with this one. So that was good. Next, we're still on Etsy, is this little baby sweater. This is for like an 18-month-old approximately. Now, this is adorable. Um, I had it listed for $24 and it sold for $24. After shipping, I get about $19. My cost of goods on this would have been also really low, definitely under $3, possibly under $2. I don't pick up baby clothes very frequently, and I pick it up even less frequently over the past few years. I've had this listed for quite some time, but look at that collar. It's so adorable. I love this so much, but it didn't have a tag. It was handmade. I'm terrible with kids' clothes. I do have some size charts that I use to estimate, but it's very difficult for me to estimate a size because I don't have any frame of reference, you know? So I do my best. I obviously put all the measurements in. Anyway, that sold. Was very happy about that, even just to get it out of the house. I've tried a few times to like on eBay auction off all my kids' stuff at really low prices, and it doesn't really go anywhere. And so I definitely feel like these platforms figure out what your niche is. And if you're trying to sell items that are outside of that niche, you're going to have a harder time with it. That's just my theory, my take. I don't know if it's accurate, but that's what it feels like for me, definitely. So next, we're going to move on to eBay, and definitely a little bit more within my niche. So this is two pair of panties that I sold. Um, these are both Victoria's Secret second skin satin panties from like the 90s. And the same buyer purchased both pairs of these. I had them both on auction. They were both the same exact thing, black, size medium, same exact panty. One sold for $13.50, the other sold for $13.63. I definitely was hoping it would do a little bit better, but they were size medium. They were solid black. I wasn't sure. It's one of the reasons that I decide to auction them, also just because it's fun. I paid $1 or $2 for each pair of these. So that was nice. And the buyer pays shipping here. So after based on the sale, I made $27.13 on these. So that's cool. Next is this Depop shirt. So this t-shirt I have had for 192 billion years, literally since like 2020. I don't remember when I got it listed, but I've definitely had it for a long time. It was listed for $24. I do include shipping on Depop, and because this has been listed a really long time, this is still an item that I got charged Depop fees for. So after they sent me an offer of $15. So after the offer and then what I paid in shipping, it's like $10.48. So basically I made, you know, $5 or $6 on this shirt, but that's okay. Like I got this as part of a massive lot of clothing, and I don't know that I would have, I don't know, maybe I would have purchased it individually, depending on the price. You know, it's cool. I like it. If I was listing it today, I would not have listed it as low as 24. I probably would have gone higher, but you know, I've had it listed for a long time. So next, this sweater vest, which is really cute. This is, we're back on Etsy again. This is Alfred Dunner, but I really liked it. Do I have a close up? Yeah. So there's a closer little view of the sweater. It's cute. I like the colors and everything. I had this listed for $49. Where are we? So this was also purchased by a repeat buyer. So they used that 25% thank you coupon. So they paid $36.75. And then after shipping, I got about $29 on this. So next, we're going to jump back over to eBay. More panties, love it. So these were also on auction. These were a size medium, and let me see, I think, there we go. These sold for $24.39, and the buyer pays the shipping on those. And I know I also paid like $1 or $2 for these panties. So that was very exciting, and they're very pretty. Happy about that. Next, we're going to go back to Etsy. And this is a blouse that I've had for quite a long time, like 1 or 2 years, a long time. And because I'm bad at estimating time, possibly 3 years. So this was listed for $49. And let me see, sweater vest. There we go. Sold for $49. This one I did record on my piece of paper exactly how much I paid in shipping. I paid $4.52 on shipping. And so I got $44.48. I don't remember exactly, but I think I paid like $3 or $4 for this blouse. I remember finding two at the same time. They were like slightly different color versions. So I loved them. I thought they were great. They were a little bit on the small side, but they were really cute. Let me show you the tag too, just because I like to show you tags. Look at that nice little Indian cotton tag. I had to fix buttons, I think, and then a little metallic gold. It's such a cute top. I love it. Anyway, all right, next. This sweater, which I actually just listed quite recently, and this I had listed for $49. The buyer paid $49, but they also paid for priority shipping because they wanted it soon. So I got the full $49 off of this, and it is going to a little theater in New York City, which I thought was fun. So I'm assuming it's being used in a play of some sort. It wasn't like a big name theater. I have no idea of what the production was or anything, but I thought that that was fun. So I always, whenever somebody is paying for expedited shipping, and especially if they're like in New York or like the LA area, California area, I always look them up to see like if maybe it's something like a designer or a production company or something like that, just because I think it's fun. I don't ever publicly like announce, oh, such and such company bought something for me, because I feel like it's like, I don't know that I would want somebody announcing my purchases, and without permission, I feel like it's tacky. I don't know. I just don't like the energy it gives, but I do like bragging that like theater companies buy things for me. So there we go. I'm not going to tell you who it is though. It wasn't like a big deal, I don't think. Anyway, next, these hair clips. So I got these hair clips. I'm going to show you a photo, right? So this photo, if it loads, is like tons of them. And then here's another photo with tons more. I had so many of these. I bought them many years ago, and I have a whole bunch of different styles as well. This is the one that's been selling most consistently. I have them listed on Etsy for $10 per pair, which to me feels a little high, but I do free shipping, right? And I feel like it's better to see $10 up front. Like I don't like doing them as like $5 and then you pay for shipping, because the shipping then is like, seriously, it's like $4 or $5. And so if that were me, I'd be like, why? The shipping is the same as the, like it would turn me off. So I just do it up front. I feel like it's high, but people keep buying them and they're really cute, but they're little plastic breasts. I don't know. I'm selling them. I'm charging this price, but I don't understand when people pay it. What I don't understand even more is this buyer, who I mean, so grateful for, but I don't get it. They purchased 8 pairs of these. So that's $80, and it was going to the United Kingdom, and they paid for Priority Express shipping. Priority Express shipping to the UK was $90, plus they ended up paying like another $35 in taxes. And I don't even think that any of that includes their like customs fees. So it seems crazy town to me. So I looked this person up. It was just a person's name. I was not able to find anything that really seemed to make sense. There was one person who was listed as a buyer for the United Arab Emirates, like buyer slash importer. So the best I can think of is maybe they were ordering them as like something to try and copy and reproduce. Like in that sense, maybe it makes sense, but I don't know. But I don't care. I was grateful because when I sell these one at a time, $10, and then like $5 of that is shipping, sometimes like $6 in shipping if it's going to California or something, right? It's like, and I'm using like a bubble mailer and stuff. Like it's, but selling them all in one shot like that, and I didn't pay any shipping. I mean, that was just profit. You know, when I bought all these hair clips, I had an IKEA bag full of all of the different varieties, and it was, I mean, if I paid 20 or $30 total for all of them together, that's probably an overestimate. There were tons of them. These are the ones that have been selling the best. The other ones, which I think are cuter for a lot of them, but they haven't really been selling. I think it's just one of these things on Etsy that because this listing sells repeatedly, Etsy boosts it higher in search results. And because the other ones sit, Etsy kind of hides them. They've been, stagnant for a long time. I don't know if that's what it is. That's my interpretation. I've stuck some of these free in packages and things like that, all the time. Like I've done so many things to try and get these barrettes out. Um, and I still have so many of them. So I'm really glad that they sold. It was cool. I've spoken way too long about these barrettes now, but crazy town, $90 in shipping for plastic barrettes. I'm like, do y'all not have barrettes in the UK? I feel like you must. I don't know. Mm, but God bless you. God bless you. My bills and my wallet. Thank you very much. So, all right, next, eBay. Back to eBay. Another pair of panties, another Victoria's Secret second skin satin. These didn't do great on auction. I started them at $4.99. They sold for $5.50, but they are extra small, so I feel like that definitely comes into play. They were gorgeous. I've had these actually for probably at least 6 months. I had them like I say stashed away as though that were intentional. They were hidden in a hoard pile and I forgot about them. So I was able to get them listed. So I listed, I think, 4 pairs of second skin satin panties all in one Sunday and put them on auction. So that was cool. Buyer paid shipping. So, and I think I paid like $1 or $2 for these. So it wasn't a great return, but that's okay. That happens. So, and then finally, also on eBay, this is really adorable. This was a vintage paper tablecloth. Look at how cute this is. This little froggy guy, adorable. So I had this one listed for $24. I sent offers out for 20% off and the person accepted. So it ended up being $19.20. And buyer paid shipping on this. So I got about $19.20. So that was exciting. My cost of goods on this was probably like $2, $2.50, something like that. I don't know. I just thought it was adorable when I got it. So that are all of my those are all of my sales for the week. I hope that that was informative and helpful or just interesting or just fun to see stuff. I really like being able to actually show you images of the things that I've sold. So I feel like I'll have fun continuing to do these going forward. And I am going to keep lumping them in with my what sold on whatnot videos. So maybe I will try to be super fancy and like bookmark if you don't want to sit through the what sold on whatnot stuff and you just want to jump to the like what sold everywhere else part. Um, I have not made any sales. Today is Friday, so I didn't make any sales yesterday, Thursday, except for my whatnot show. So that's disappointing. I've been doing pretty consistent listing, but this is fun. This morning I got a pop-up message that I won a giveaway on Poshmark. Apparently Poshmark was doing a listing challenge of some sort. I really wasn't paying any attention to it. And apparently I got a random drawing of like people who qualified. So I must have been listing every day for however many days, and I got a $50 credit on Poshmark. So I used that to buy myself a new pair of Doc Martens. My Doc Martens are fucking shredded. I got vegan Doc Martens a few years ago, like 10 years ago. And let me just tell you that vegan Doc Martens don't hold up. So I would not buy new leather from anything. I'm not vegan, but I am like vegetarian and like I aspire to veganism. Life is hard. So I wouldn't buy new leather, but I've been, skulking around Poshmark and eBay looking for some Doc Martens that I like, but I have too many requirements and I'm cheap. So these are cute. These are, they're white and I think that that'll be cool. Um, like I think it'll be, yeah, obviously it will like match color wise, but I think it'll go with the vibe of most of the stuff that I have. They're taller. They're like a 14i boot. They have a zipper, which is important to me. And the leather looks really nice and soft. And these are actually like secondhand, not like there's a lot of stuff on Poshmark where they're selling them at a reduced price, but they're like new in box. So whatever, it doesn't matter. I used my $50 coupon. The person had them listed for 65 bucks and I favorited them and they sent me an offer within a few minutes for like 10% off, whatever. So anyway, after my $50 coupon, I paid $16 for a pair of Doc Martens. So hopefully they're problem free. It wasn't like the most thorough listing I've ever seen, but you know, cheap. So fingers crossed it works out. I'm excited about that. So no sales, but I did win a sweepstakes thing. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope that it was informative and you enjoyed it. And I will see you again soon. Thanks so much.